Greetings, football fans, aka soccer fans. Sorry for the glitch at the beginning there. Someone had the oddballers up. I'm your host, Benton. Junior, how are you doing, boss?
I'm good, I'm good.
And come on, the wonderful, come on, how are you doing?
I'm good.
And in this space, we'll discuss football or soccer in our backyard, discussing the major happening in football or soccer in our space. MLS Roundup takes a center stage today, and come on, I'm a bit disturbed because Philadelphia Union beat the brakes of my
Mm-mm-mm.
lovely Atlanta United. Philadelphia Union came back from being down 1-0. I mean, am I reading too much into this? Because presumably
It
Atlanta
was
United may have to
glorious.
go. Yes, come on, go ahead.
I said it was glorious.
Any care to elaborate on why is it glorious?
Of course, Philadelphia beat the brakes off Atlanta United. It was a lot. When your guy Joseph scored, rounded the captain, the Jamaica national team's captain, I was like, oh my gosh, we're in for a long night. And then Philadelphia came back and beat the brakes off Atlanta. It was glorious. The only thing I wish for was that it was done in Atlanta Stadium, but you can't get everything that you want.
All right, don't get carried away now. Let's not get carried away. Junior, am I a little bit? Is it a little bit premature to think that after taking this lead, how did Atlanta let that lead go somewhat easily?
You're not premature because we cannot say that it was complacency. We cannot say that it was a bad game or it was a low game.
Yeah.
You are number two in the. I think are the yeah.
Well, now the victory
they-
make Union now goes to number one.
Yeah.
It's in the East.
But they
and-
were back and forth.
Yeah.
Now we know LAFC has gone away with the I think they call it
The supporter shield.
supporter shield. We
Yeah.
know that, but home field is so important to Atlanta United. You have to win the East to stand a chance to win the MLS Cup to
Yeah.
make it to the fight. You have to win the East. I would think that this would have been your most motivated game because you now have a chance to put a little bit of daylight between you and number two.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, you lay an egg.
And the disappointing thing, and yes, we have high standard here in the A, but the disappointing thing about this defeat to Philadelphia, Atlanta is now sitting in the third position as New York NYFC now sits in the second position and also have 2 games in hand on Philadelphia. NYFC does. I mean, come on. NYFC seems to be rounding into form as they head home for this home stretch. I mean,
Yes, and that's a good thing. And I think they clinched a playoff spot as well. They won yesterday,
Beat
so I
Vancouver
think
4-1.
they're doing well. They're doing great. So I'm glad for them. So I think yes, they clinched a playoff spot. So it's very and eliminated Vancouver in the process. So Vancouver is out of the playoffs as well. So this is when a team needs to peak, and that's okay. We always talk about the season is young, so they weren't doing well earlier on, but I think now to the end they came into form, and that's lovely. That's great for them.
yeah, so, I mean, it's the first year for, I don't want to be Atlanta United central here, but it's the first year for Frank de Boer, so this is where his evaluation as a manager, trying to have his team ready at the home stretch. And, Torrent and New York FC seems to be having New York FC ready as a home stretch as they push for a playoff spot, now sitting in number 2 in the East. Junior, San Jose is now number 2 in the West. San Jose is number 2 in the West. You talk about parity.
Yeah, thank you for taking my word.
In the MLS, but everyone else is running in for second in the West and subsequently in the supporter shield race in the MLS, right?
It's a wrap for the supporters.
Yeah.
Let's just give that up. Because remember last year, Atlanta and New York Red Bulls had a historic total points total.
Yeah.
LAFC is going to smash that record this year, so let's forget about that.
Yeah.
But parity, and come on, brought up the other word, peak.
Yeah. Everyone.
Teams should be playing at their peak around this time, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
No, New York City FC,
Yeah.
I think the alarm bell should be going off. because in all over. Not only in Philadelphia, not only in Atlanta,
Okay.
but the team in LA should also be looking weary
Yeah.
because you're playing your best football right now, and that's all you can ask for as a fan.
Yeah.
So you see, San Jose, it is what it is. Parity.
You brought up New York FC, but to look at New York Red Bulls, and we're gonna get Kamon to chime in on this. Chris Armas, the coach of New York Red Bulls, says to fans, "I will get it right." I mean, this is probably the final year for him to get this thing right? If he doesn't get this right, he should be gone,
But
right?
what is right? What is the definition of right?
Right means make the playoffs and, i.e., be competitive in the stretch and maybe even make it to the MLS Cup. That is right.
I think you're adding a little bit more to the right. Let's be accurate.
Make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs.
He can.
And also ultimately be competitive. The Red Bulls fans are not very happy with what transpired in the New York City derby. Come on. Do you think Chris Armas is on borrowed time here?
He is. He definitely is. The fans were definitely booing. And you know how MLS fans are they're a little bit, not a little bit, they're fickle, right? So it's not what have you done for me last year, it's what can you do for me right now. So the fact that New York Red Bulls is in a slump, they don't care. They want to be the best team in the East. They want to make the playoffs. They want to win the cup. As I said, further, my problem is man management with him as well. I'm not sure. Remember, Bradley White Phillips was tearing up the league, scoring all the goals and stuff. What happened? I mean, why is he now a bench warmer? He's like a 15-minute player, or he's not included in the in the game day plan. So fans are a little bit upset and impatient, but you can't blame them. They need a team to consistently perform, and Red Bulls is not consistently performing.
Maybe BWP is on the bench because the goals have dried up.
The 11th ranked team, I had to look it up a while ago, the 11th ranked team in the Western Conference.
Who is that?
Colorado.
Yeah.
Went to New York.
Yeah.
And beat the Breaks after.
What was that score?
2-0.
2-0.
The 11th ranked team. And and Mr. Armas is promising that I'm going to get it right. That's why I ask you, what is right?
Yeah.
Because the 11th ranked team flew.
And then this is Robin Fraser led Colorado Rapids. But Colorado doesn't have anything to play for. He can do whatever the heck experimentally.
Exactly. You have nothing to play for. And you traveled halfway across the country, cross time zones, into New York, and beat the Breaks off New York.
The pressure.
Beat them Mr. Tim Howard had a triumphant return to New Jersey. He had 3 saves. And you're telling me Bradley Wright Phillips, a brother that terrorized the league for the last couple of years. And you got blanked 2-0? Come on, man.
I think New York Red Bulls are still missing Tyler Adams. Ever since he moved on, that midfield has been kind of somewhat soft soap, in my opinion. But we'll see what. I don't have any sympathy for them. I'm an Atlanta United fan. Whatever happened to them, God go with you, and New York Red Bulls fans. LAFC. And to kind of pivot, we can't go a week without talking about LAFC in our MLS roundup and football in the Americas. In the El Tráfico 2.0 derby last weekend, I know that took place last weekend. LAFC drew that game with LA Galaxy.
No, they lost.
3-3.
Oh, sorry, they drew. Sorry.
No, they drew.
You drew the game 3-3. I mean, LAFC, they did not impress me. And the reason why I'm saying that, come on, is that after what transpired in the first leg, here's a chance, and a lot of us had predicted some sort of coming to Jesus moment for Galaxy. Slap them up the side of the head, and then just said, you know what, you're still below me in this MLS thing this year. But the physicality of Galaxy really stood out against this LAFC unit. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what else they're supposed to do to impress them, because they were down, and 3 times they scored and came back into the game.
Don't be down to your enemy who embarrassed you in the away leg, and don't. This is your coming. You go back home. This is where you go home, and a lot of LAFC fans that I know were looking forward. They circle this day after what transpired in that first leg. They circle this day as this is our Jesus moment. We're going to punk them. We're going to slap them around, and we're going to send them back to up the highway. But what happened? They shied away.
But Benton, the ball is round. The ball is round. So at no given time, you can guarantee that a team is going to beat another team. It doesn't work like that. So I understand what everybody is saying. Yes, we should go with blood in our eyes because they embarrassed us the last time we played. But LAFC is a good team. And LA Galaxy, they have their moments as well. So to me, LAFC should be lucky that they drew 3-3 with LA Galaxy. And LA Galaxy should be lucky, should be happy with the 3-3 draw. So I think it's a good game. Plus, they already clinched a playoff spot. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, why should I even... I mean, I was even surprised that he went out there and he played his starters. Because me, as a coach, knowing that this is a grudge match and knowing how physical LA Galaxy is, I would have put my best players out there.
This is a rivalry. You saw what Carlos Vela did when he was subbing him, when he subbed him off, right? He picked up a tweak of the hamstring, and Carlos Vela was very upset.
But hold on, is a rivalry more important than winning the MLS Cup?
Both are equally important. Both are equally important. Because
coming from an Atlanta fan.
You know what? You win the MLS Cup, and LA Galaxy said to you, you know what? You can win the MLS Cup all you want, but we punked you in your own house.
Benton, that makes absolutely no sense. When I have the extra star on my jersey, on my crest, you can say whatever you want to say. I am the MLS Cup champion. I don't care about going 2 for 2 with you or 2-0 or 3-0 or whatever it might be. So if somebody thinks that winning a derby or a matchup is more important than the MLS Cup, they need to get their heads examined.
I agree.
Why? DC United. And by the way, Junior, the ball is not round when it comes to FC Cincinnati. I don't know why we keep talking about the ball is round. FC Cincinnati continues to lose. They lost to FC Dallas. How come the ball is not round when they play?
I have to do
because Matas is not on the pitch.
Yeah, well, that too. But I have to do my research in this team, and I have to do my. And I apologize to soccer fans out there in America and the United States. I've been lacking in my research. I have a very sneaky feeling that there is some wonder kid playing in some college right now, probably North Carolina or somewhere, and certain teams are tanking for the number one draft.
What? FC Cincinnati? Are you suggesting they're tanking it?
I'm just giving a suggestion.
I don't think so. They're just not good. They're weak. They're weak in the final third. They're terrible in the middle, and they're pathetic in the back line.
Oh my God,
so overall, FC Cincinnati is not a good team. They went ahead and they got Joe Gau, I think his name is. He was playing in the 5th division in Germany. It was a big signing. They brought him in, and nothing. FC Cincinnati needs to go out there and spend some money and bring in a name brand DP, bring in a player, a marquee player, build the team around them. Yes, they mash up USL. They completely dominated USL, and now they're playing with the big dogs, and they just cannot hang. So they don't have the pieces. They don't have the great players. They have money. They have Matas. They have Kendall Watson. I'm like, okay, where's Adi? I don't even see Fernando Adi anymore.
Yeah,
so
you shouldn't see him. You should not see him.
So yeah, yes. So FC Cincinnati, they just got a new coach, right? Yes. So what they need to do is go there and build the team. They didn't build the team. I don't know who was advising them the last when they were picking all the players, because they just picked everybody. They just got a whole, like they were buying players wholesale. They were buying quantity and not quality. So if they go out and get quality players, they can actually compete next year. But this year is a wash for them. They're just not good. I don't think they're tanking deliberately. They're just not good.
And fans, I don't like to kick a side while it's down, or a man while it's down. So
Where you going to step on?
I'm not gonna kick FC Cincinnati. All right, good luck to you, FC Cincinnati. Just to set up our preview, I get your thoughts on the games that's coming down this evening. You know, Seattle hosts LA Galaxy. Seattle needs this victory to kind of shore up or try to secure a playoff spot. How do we see this one shaking out? And well, both teams need this victory.
Both
to
teams need it.
Both teams need this
Yeah.
victory. Love the MLS. Junior, your thoughts? I mean,
I have no idea which LA Galaxy is
which
gonna show up.
Seattle Sounders is going to show up?
Yeah, so I flip a coin.
I flip a coin.
Flip a coin. I cannot even I can't even play the game in my head. I don't know.
They
what
don't-
I'm
don't-
gonna expect.
All right.
Too many ifs.
Too many ifs. Come on, your thoughts on this?
Seattle should win because LA Galaxy had a tough game. Seattle is well rested. So the last game Seattle played, I think it was 2 weeks ago. And LA Galaxy played last week, which was a very hard game versus LAFC. So I think the team who is better rested will win, and that is Seattle.
All right. One other matchup, Minnesota United runs into LA to face LAFC. Minnesota is coming off the US Open Cup. Big up to the Five Stripe. US Open Cup defeat as the Five Stripe cemented. Yo, the trophy case in the A is getting real big. Real big in a very short span of time as they add the US Open Cup this week. But, I mean, Minnesota, Quintero and Coach Heat seems to be at odds here as Coach Heat had Quintero on the bench in that US Open Cup final. I mean, they go into LAFC. How many should they get?
I'm gonna say this. LAFC laid an egg last week against LA Galaxy. It's one of two options for Mr. Bob. Shut down, get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, Mr. Bob Bradley.
Yeah, Mr. Bob Bradley.
Yeah.
Shut down, get ready for the playoffs, or go out and send a message.
And yeah.
Which do you expect? I think he's going to be very reserved. I don't think the real LAFC is going to show up, and I think Minnesota has that chance.
Yeah, all right. Care to give your opinion on this game? Come on, I mean, and especially this thing with Heat and Quintero. I love to see Quintero on the field. Yes, he has moments of stupidness, but he far have moments of brilliance that outweigh the stupidness.
I agree. I actually agree. But Carlos Villa is injured. So that kind of changes the dynamic as well. So I see LAFC winning, but it's not going to be an easy victory for them.
Yeah. And we don't know exactly how long, do we know how long Vela is out? They said they tweak or a slight strain of his hamstring.
Yeah.
He won't be back to the playoffs. I probably 1 week before the playoffs.
He won't be
That's
back.
my bet.
That's your bet. Any official word from LA Galaxy come on of how long he will be out?
Nothing yet. Nothing. You know they're being tight-lipped.
Yes,
when it comes to that.
Being very tight-lipped.
And also remember, Minnesota is in the final playoff spot.
Yes, they need a victory. They need a victory.
This perfect timing. They I think they're going to draw the game.
They need a victory or something out of it. But for LA Galaxy and Coach Bob Bradley, I respect him a lot as he ran the U.S. setup when he was men's national team's coach. But here's a chance for him to really kind of show that he's not just a one-trick pony with Carlos Vela, right? He can essentially coach without Vela and coach a successful team depending on how long Vela is going to be out.
But how does that affect his overall? Because regardless, if let's say he doesn't take that approach. Let's say he send out the under 23s. I know they don't have under 23, but let's say he send out the B team and they get the breaks beaten off them, and ultimately they still win the MLS Cup. Nobody's going to look.
Nobody's going to remember that.
It's
Yeah,
not a big deal.
Yeah. Any final news? Come on, as we wrap up in football in the Americas.
DC United beat Montreal 3-0. Let's not
Okay.
forget that,
We
please.
have to do
Thank
that.
you.
We have to. And Montreal is officially out of the playoffs, huh?
Yes. And DC United, thank Jesus, is now in fourth place in the East. So, we're still hanging in there. Hopefully Ben Olsen can take it home this year. Please.
Take what home?
The team to the MLS Cup.
Junior,
I know.
since this is a fact-based show and a show with level of reasoning, come on, talk about DC United, take home, whatever. But wrap it up. What your thoughts?
They can take home the home place or a home field advantage for the first round.
If they home is
Because they're holding on to that final spot right now.
Okay.
So that's what they're taking home. That's fine. They can take that home. But to compete in the MLS Cup?
no,
No.
we don't. Football,
That's terrible.
football, soccer fans, link us on our social media platform. MLS playoff who is fastly approaching as we get ready down the stretch. Frank De Boer, what's going on, boss? We have some questions to answer as we run down the stretch because we need another MLS Cup right here. in
Back
the
to
air.
earth. He get back to earth.
Link us on social media, Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat on Facebook. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Family, enjoy your Labor Day. Go and eat some barbecue.
Come on,
Bye.
later.
All right, time. Bye.